Orlando Magic are winning the offseason so far. They had the worst three-point shooting team over the last 2 years in the entire NBA, and they took it personal. They go out, they get Desmond Bane, a little bit of an overpay, but it works. They got Tristan da Silva last year who can shoot the three ball. They got Jace Richardson this year, maybe the steal of the draft at 25. I had him as a top 10 prospect. He can score from all three levels. We'll talk about him more in a second though. And then this is a team that is not just sneaky good to make the playoffs. This is a sneaky good team to come out of the East next year with Paulo Banchero fully healthy. I mean, 3 of their top 4 scorers didn't even play 50 games last year. Just think back to 2 years ago when the Magic, led by a 21-year-old Paolo Banchero and a 22-year-old Franz Wagner, won 47 games and pushed the Cavs to a 7-game series. Everybody's like, all right, this team has up next in the East. Then an unlimited amount of torn obliques happened this year between Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, and Jalen Suggs. Their third and fourth leading scorers missed over 50 games this year apiece. This team was in shambles this year, rocked by injuries, and still won 41 games and made the playoffs. And now they have reinforcements. Like I said, this team was 30th in three-point percentage the last 2 seasons. They've had a top 2 defense in the NBA for the last 2 years, and their offense is just stuck in the mud. But now, with these new additions, like Jace Richardson, who I said I had as my number 9 overall prospect in this class, this team's three-point shooting should be much improved. Now, the reason he fell so far, all the way down to 25, was because he measured in at just over 6 foot with socks on at the NBA Combine, so about 6'2" in shoes, does have a 6'6" wingspan, but his three ball is what's going to make him a lot of money, and that's why the Magic like him so much. Now, he is best off the catch. Now, this is a tough catch and shoot right here because the ball bounced off to the side. He's not square when he's catching it, just like right here. He's got to go down to make the catch, but he's elite off the catch and shoot. That's where he's going to thrive, and spacing the floor out for guys like Paulo and Franz is going to be perfect. He has off the bounce flashes, but he's not necessarily an off the bounce shooter, whereas, you know, like an elite 6-man would be. He can definitely develop into that because he's still very young, just 19 years old, or he will be 20 next season, but still, he's a guy that can come in right away and help fix this team's shooting problems. Last year at Michigan State, as a freshman, averaged 12.2 points per game, 3.1 rebounds, almost 2 assists, and 0.8 steals while shooting 49% from the field and 41% from 3 on 3.2 attempts per game. He's not just a shooter though. He can also get to the rim. He's got a really quick first step and uses his body very well against bigs to shield off defenders, like right here on the way to the rim, using that off arm to keep the defender away. And he gets there, and of course, his dad was Jace Richardson. He's got a little bit of bounce with him as well. Here in transition, little spin move, getting to the rim. He can get to the rim and finish. That's one of the better parts of his game. He can work off the pick and roll well. Also, he's a guy that can just be a spark plug for an offense, especially for an NBA offense off the bench, because this year at Michigan State, he really had to shoulder a lot of the load. Now, he gets to just come off the bench and be a scorer and a shooter off the catch per 40 minutes last year. Those were the stats, and as a starter, he was really good last year at Michigan State, but he didn't start until the end of the year because he kind of came on late. Now, he does have a nice mid-range, and that's very important for a guy that is about 6'2" with shoes on, especially in the modern NBA. Smaller guards are almost extinct. 6'2" in the modern NBA is like 5'10" back in the 80s. It's tiny, so he's got to have that in-between game like you saw right there with the floater, getting inside here with the and one against a bigger defender, getting the step, and then getting into that arm to draw the foul. And then, of course, he's got the little mid-range step back. That is a beauty right there. Getting off the screen, snaking off the screen, the big's in drop, so he's going to take advantage, get to his spot, and hit the little step back. Now, Jace Richardson is not the only guy that I think they stole in this year's class. Noah Penda, I had as a first rounder, a late first rounder, but still as a first rounder. 6'8", 245 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan, and he can shoot it a little bit. Now, make no mistake about it, he's a bruiser down low, but he can work as a catch-and-shoot guy off the pick and roll. The defense has to rotate here. His guy has to rotate down, so he's going to just walk into this 3-ball out of the pick and roll and knock it down. Once again, moving off the ball, getting to open spots, and hitting the 3-ball. He does have a little bit of a slow release, like right here. I mean, yes, the defender's not really guarding him, but that is a slow release that will need to be worked on if he's going to be a 3-and-D player in the NBA. I don't think he's going to be a rotation player in year 1 for the Magic. Maybe he proves me wrong. I think spot minutes are more what he's going to be getting in year 1, maybe some G League time as he develops, but the tools are definitely there. He's got the frame, the wingspan, he's a big body as well. He averaged 10.2 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. An underrated passer in the French League this year, 44% shooting from the field and 30% from 3. He's a good finisher as well. Getting downhill, that's his bread and butter. Because he is so big, he just bullies people out of the way like a big boy, but he's also got athleticism. He's 245 pounds, but he can also put you on a poster. Plays off of 2 feet very well. Look at the pump fake right there, up and under, and then getting into his bag a little bit. Little shoulder bump, getting downhill, using that off arm, using that body to deflect, and then what a pass right there, and ends up on a poster. I don't even think he was expecting that. He's got a little bit of a post-up game. He can take you down low, and he can also take you off the bounce like right here, working out of the pick and roll and getting to the little floater. Defensively, he shows some flashes as well, fighting through the screen here to get the deflection, which leads to a run out, and then right here, jumping the passing lanes and creating a run out towards the other end. And then once again, the guy on offense tries to drive, and he shadows him step for step. Now, like I said, I don't think he starts. I don't think Richardson starts either. I think they rock with this lineup, and this is a really good starting lineup with Suggs, Bane, Wagner, Paolo, Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. I mean, you talk about depth, which is the big thing in the modern NBA. There's a lot of depth on this team as well. With Jace Richardson and Anthony Black in the backcourt together off the bench, I love that. You got the offense with Richardson, the defense with Black, and then Tristan Da Silva year 2, Jonathan Isaac, the minister of defense, and Mo Wagner was the 4th leading scorer on this team last year, by the way. And then maybe we see some Penda minutes, and also they got Goga Batadze as a 3rd string center. But man, I am so excited, not only for the Magic, but also for year 4 Paulo. I think this is the year we see the full breakout season. We saw a little bit of it last year. 26 points a game, 7.5 boards, 5 assists, shot 45% from the field and 32% from 3. But remember, he tore his oblique, as did the rest of the Magic starting lineup, but he only played 46 games. He's a guy that I thought was really going to break out last year. He had no spacing around him, which forced him to take really tough shots. He was getting double, triple teams. Now, with guys like Jace Richardson and Desmond Bane coming in to help space the floor, I think we see maybe an all-star starter, all-NBA year from Paulo Banchero in his 4th season with the East wide open. The addition of Desmond Bane should propel this team to a top 5 seed at least, maybe a top 3 seed. I am really high on the Magic this year. Desmond Bane, 19.3 points a game, 6.1 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.2 steals in 32 minutes. Shot 48% from the field and 39% from 3 on 6.1 attempts per game. He's a guy that's going to come in and instantly change up the dynamic of this team. You've got 2 interior slashers with Paolo and Franz, and now Desmond Bane, who can shoot the 3-ball exceptionally well. He's going to be a guy that comes in and automatically adds another dimension to this offense. Remember, just 2 years ago, without Ja Morant for the majority of this season, he averaged 24 points a game, 5.5 assists, and 4.4 rebounds. Shot 46% from the field and 38% from 3. The Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane backcourt benefits each other perfectly. And I think this is going to be a year where Desmond Bane helps the Magic shock the world. But yeah, they had a phenomenal draft. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below and that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.